Hi, I'm Hank Patterson, mixed martial artist and world-renowned fly fishing expert and guide. And today, I'm going to be taking these three bait fishermen, old Hopscotch here, you got Truck Nuts, that's Slapjack, and I'm teaching them the difference between fishing with bait and fishing with flies.
The real adventures of fly fishing expert Hank Patterson, your fly fishing guide. Brought to you by Orvis, Yeti, and Sims.
Now gentlemen, in your hands, each of you has a fly box, and inside said fly box are flies like these that we're gonna be using to catch us some fish.
Hey Hank, shouldn't the box be covered in styrofoam, you know, to keep the flies fresh?
No, we're not using styrofoam, Hopscotch. Okay, these are artisan, handcrafted, artificial flies. They're not night crawlers.
I got night crawlers in the truck.
Well, and you can go ahead and leave them in the truck there, Truck Nuts. Okay, now these particular flies were tied by my personal fly tying butler, Eric over there. And inside each of your boxes, Eric has put the three different kinds of flies. You got dry flies, you got nymphs, and you got streamers.
Hey Hank, why are there so many different types of flies?
That's a great question, Slapjack. Okay, because in fly fishing, what we're trying to do is we're trying to match the hatch. Okay, it's literally like a game of chess. Well, in your guys' case, more like checkers, right? There are thousands of different kinds of flies so that we can match exactly what the fish are eating at any given moment. Because sometimes they're eating midges, and sometimes blue-wing olives. Sometimes you got like a size 37 sculpin flying around, and sometimes you got butterflies.
They always eat worms.
Yeah, it's true. There's always a worm hatch going on.
Worms come from eggs?
No, worms don't come from eggs.
You just said they hatch.
I didn't say they hatch.
What's hatching when the fish are hitting on power bait?
Nothing. Okay, power bait and worms are bait. They're not flies.
What kind of fly is this?
Oh, hell.
Yeah, it looks like a worm.
It's a San Juan worm.
Oh, sweet. This is the fly I'm gonna use.
Yeah, I'm gonna use this one a lot.
It's the best fly.
No, it's not. It shouldn't even be in the box. Eric!
I'm just gonna use real worms.
No, you're not gonna use a real worm.
Why not? What's the difference between a real worm and a San Juan worm?
Well, Eric, meet me in the Kia. I'm out here trying to teach these bait fishermen the difference between bait and flies, and you put a San Juan worm in the box! Do you know the difference between a San Juan worm and a real worm?
Like a baby.
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. They're the exact same thing. It's bait fishing with a fly rod. There better not be anything else like that in that fly box, or so help me God, Eric. Dry flies, gentlemen, are the ancient quills that write the poetry of fly fishing.
Hey Hank, what's this one? Looks like a salmon egg.
Yeah, it looks like a fireball. Wish we had some marshmallows.
I got marshmallows in the truck.
You put an egg pattern in the box? Why, so your little San Juan worm could have a couple little berries sitting off to the side of it? Oh, hey, here comes Eric's little Franks and beans. Now, this particular fly is what we refer to as a streamer.
What kind of bug is a streamer?
Actually, it's not a bug at all. It's meant to imitate a small fish.
So let me get this right. A fly doesn't need to be a fly to be a fly?
Right. Yeah, I mean, there are flies, but a fly doesn't have to be a fly to be a fly. It can be a fly without being a fly.
So if they aren't flies, what makes them flies?
Well, for one thing, we tie them to a fly rod.
So I could use a Rapala.
No, because a rapala is a lure used for spin casting.
What if I put it on a fly rod?
No, you can't do that.
I did it.
Yeah, I know that physically you can do it, but what I'm saying is a rapala is still a lure for spin casting. It's not a fly.
What if I glued some feathers to a Rapala? Would that make it a fly then?
Yeah, the only difference is the feathers.
Well, I don't know. Maybe. If it was an ostrich feather, I don't. For the first time in my fly fishing career, I just don't know anything anymore.
Hey Hank, I was looking at these flies and are they made out of deer and elk hair?
Yeah. It's deer, you got elk, and feathers from different birds. I've seen some made out of grizzly bear fur.
That's what I was afraid of. I wanted to try fly fishing because of the whole catch and release part of it. I'm tired of the killing, Hank.
Okay.
I have blood on my hands. As a bait fisher, I've killed thousands of fish.
Well, as a fly fisher, you'll never have to kill a fish again.
But how many deer and elk do I have to slaughter to make these flies?
What are you talking about?
How many bears and birds had to be butchered by fly fishers just so they could harvest the fur?
None.
I mean, if we're just trading the lives of some bears and elk just to save a few fish, what are we even doing?
We're not out killing the animals to make the flies.
Well, how do you get the fur?
Well, there's a lot of different ways.
Well, I don't think a bear's just gonna let you walk up and cut their fur.
Well, no, but I mean, yeah, maybe the animal's dead, but what I'm saying, there's different ways to get the fur, like roadkill or animal suicide that's a problem. Natural causes. Elk have heart attacks
Do they?
all the time. And there's wolves. An estimated 32 million elk and bears are killed every single day by wolves.
Yeah. Forgot about the wolves.
Yeah. We're not killing the animals. It's wolves. Cholesterol. Cholesterol.
I guess that clears it up.
Yeah. Well, hey, I'm glad we had this talk. I'll tell you what, why don't you go grab hopscotch and truck nuts, practice your casting, something like that, all right? I gotta go talk to Eric.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. Good stuff. Son of a...
Killing elk and deer and bears and parakeets, slaughtering farm animals so that you can make your pretty little flies to save a single fish. You sick, twisted son of a...
So why did you decide to try fly fishing hopscotch?
Just something to relax. Peace and quiet, really.
Yeah, me too.
Same.
Brought to you by Orvis, Yeti, and Sims.